We're on.
All right. So, hey, everybody. On behalf of Cory and Miranda and myself, we just wanted to thank you for tuning in here today and taking a little bit of time to join with us and talk with us about doTERRA and the business opportunity, and in specifically how you can partner it with your existing wellness business.
It's going, I promise. There we go.
That is a leg.
That was a little bit of user error, I won't lie.
So I'm going to talk with you guys a little bit about an overview here today of what we're going to be chatting about. So we're going to touch base here on industry challenges. So some things that are actually affecting folks here in the health and wellness industry. We're going to talk a little bit about the aromatherapy industry and the benefits behind it. Is it a good time for you to get into it? That kind of thing. We're going to talk a lot about doTERRA here today, the growth and the recognition as well, how to actually earn money in this business. And then we're going to talk about average timelines. So whether you want to do this business part-time just to supplement an income, or if you actually want to do it full-time to replace an income. And then we're going to go into great depths about what does a doTERRA business look like.
Great depths.
That's right.
So I'm one of your hosts. My name is Miranda Carval, and I'm a registered nutritionist out of Ottawa, Ontario. And I'm also a silver leader with doTERRA. I joined doTERRA about, I think, 8 months ago to incorporate into my existing nutrition practice. And it's taken off in a way I really didn't anticipate, and I'm really looking forward to sharing a little bit about my experience with you, doing it in parallel with my nutrition business, with my existing nutrition clients on its own, and how those two things kind of work together. I have a lot to share.
Perfect.
And we are Jen and Cory Rhymes. Cory is a certified personal training specialist, and I'm a certified holistic nutritional consultant. And we have been with doTERRA 7.5 months, if you've been 8 months. We are based in Red Deer, Alberta, just outside of Red Deer, Alberta, in a small town called Black Falls. And we have a business called Whole Body Health, where we deal most often with people that are looking for healthy weight loss options. I've incorporated that into our existing businesses, and surprisingly fell in love with it and the business model. I think the three of us could probably have written a book about like skeptical oil people. Yeah. Maybe a year ago, if you told us a year ago that this was going to be the webinar we would be on together, I think we would have been shocked.
Had a really good chuckle, probably.
Yeah. We've done a lot of projects together, especially Miranda and I, over the last 3 years. And this is something that really just kind of took off, and we fell in love with, and we're excited to be able to share it with you guys.
Absolutely. I think it's the slide before there, Miranda.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No worries.
Terrible driver.
That's okay. So a doTERRA business is great for anybody who's currently a nutritionist, anybody in yoga, massage therapy, personal trainers, really, really good as well, right? Any students, that kind of thing. So we'll kind of focus a little bit more on like recent wellness grads as well, because as you guys are coming out of school, it's very, very challenging to get your business going, especially as new entrepreneurs, right? So to do a business like this is actually going to help you supplement your income so that you can get doing what it is that you truly want to do, right? This will also help practitioners, current practicing professionals here, and it's just something to basically support their clients' lifestyle and their own health and wellness. And then you can look at grads, and grads again coming out, they feel stuck in their current business. So what else can we do to kind of amp it up a bit and get some more money, some more revenue kind of flowing through there for you, right? Maybe you're a grad who's looking to switch from an in-person practice to an online practice. This is a good avenue for you to go down that as well, right? And again, any grads looking for extra support and just to be part of a community with like-minded entrepreneurs, this is a great tool for you to use.
Mm-hmm. It's nice to have friends.
Yeah, very nice to have friends.
Hard to do it on your own.
It is, yeah.
So whether you're just coming out of school or you've been at this for a little while, a lot of us are facing some sort of common challenges and some common problems. And so just let me know if maybe any of you can relate to any of this, because I know a lot of this was sort of my reality. At the beginning, you're working a lot of hours for really very little money. The payoff's not really there yet as you're building your client base because you have so much work to do behind the scenes. There's a lot of outreach and marketing and promotion, whether that's online or offline or both. You have to write all your programs and it takes longer to write your protocols. There's a lot of bits and pieces that you need to get your business going. You probably also need a website, business cards, and all that stuff. So it's a lot of hours for not a lot of return, which can be financially difficult, but it can also be, frustrating and not maybe the fulfilling experience that you were looking for. And I know that that was the case when I was starting out in my business as well.
Yeah, the exact same thing here with us too, right? Starting out with that was very, very challenging. Trying to figure out what it is that you're going to do. I mean, I went around to different clubs as well to just try and see if I might be able to get on as a personal trainer. I mean, a lot of the clubs were looking at paying me just minimum wage. And some of them wanted to pay me minimum wage and tie me into a contract for 1 year. I couldn't do a mobile business or nothing. I couldn't practice at any other gym to try and supplement my income on top of that, right? So whether you're working in a clinic, studio, or gym, the minimum wage factor is there, right? So the other component to that, and I was trying to get out of my soul-sucking job that I had, right? It was a terrible job. It was so stressful, very, very frustrating on a daily basis. This started leading me more towards my own health and wellness practice and wanting to get into that, the personal training atmosphere. I was just really stuck in the old business, and I needed something to get going. Again, that's why I went out into different gyms trying to get stuff going, and it just wasn't working for me. I had to just go and jump into it and go into my mobile business and look at other ways to try and supplement our income as well. So.
And if you're trying to work another job to pay the bills, because for a lot of us, wellness is a second career, so you might have like a mortgage and kids and things like that. You're trying to work your previous job while you launch your business. At the end of the day, that does not leave a lot of time and energy to go into actually building your business so that you can make that jump, right?
Exactly. I mean, and then you throw like a family into it as well. I mean, there's just, you want to have that downtime, that family time. And I mean, when you actually jump into getting this wellness business going, it can be a challenge for sure. So,
yeah. And then the alternative to not doing it all on your own is going out and, getting employed. And again, like Cory was saying, with the personal training industry, a lot of times it's $14 an hour, out here in Alberta, and they're charging $75 an hour. Yeah. So you're working really hard to make somebody else money instead of working hard to make yourself money. Yeah. And a lot of places for nutritionists, yoga people, massage therapists, they pay a monthly rent, a monthly fee. Yeah. So they might be charging $75, but by the time you take their rental fees outside of it, they're making
like peanuts,
very
really.
Little. Yeah, very little. Yeah, especially when you're not having that consistent client basis. So.
There's a few gyms that were like that as well that wanted me to pay $700 or $800 a month just to use their facility. Right, and then you go and you have to find all your own clientele because they wouldn't filter anything to you. Yeah. And clients would have to go and pay a membership fee to get in there. Plus, they pay the $75. Yeah. You'd only get a small portion of that, right? So, yeah, I mean, it can be a tough gig when you're getting things going for sure, right? So.
Yeah. So going on, having to constantly be attracting new clients. This is something we're going to touch a bit more on the next slide too. So there's two kind of types of earning income. The first is called linear, and that's what we're mostly familiar with, where you trade time for dollars, right? So you work a 40-hour-a-week job and you get paid for 40 hours. If you work 10 hours, you get paid 10 hours, right? And in our business, it's pretty similar because you are only getting paid when you have those new clients, right? So a lot of time and effort, especially at the beginning, is building your email list, building your contacts, networking, just to attract a few clients to be able to, bring in a little bit of income. And then once you're done with those clients, you have to go out and completely be doing it again. So the other type of income that is, it's called residual income. That's what you want to make sure you're incorporating into your business. And that's what a doTERRA business is. It's residual income. So that is something similar to, if you're not familiar with it, that a songwriter or an author would make, where they write the book once, but every time the book sells, they get paid a little bit on it, right? So that's what you want to have, so that every month your income is growing and you don't have to keep attracting new people to your business. Right. Yep. Again, we'll touch on that a bit more on the next slide. And having your practice feel like a hobby and not a career. And oh my goodness, I would speak for like our nutrition industry for this one, but I think it's 70 or 80% of people that graduated from the school that Miranda and I went to don't actually pursue this after the first year. If you type in like RHN or CHN, which is our designations onto something like Facebook, you will get hundreds of people popping up because a lot of people have taken the program, but people aren't practicing because they get so excited. They do an hour here, they do an hour there, or they're putting all this time into it and they're not making money off of it, right? So if you're not making money off of this job, it's not a career, it's a hobby. And that's not fair to you. You came into this industry because you wanted to make a difference and because you had passion. So we want to help you be able to turn that passion into a profit, as we say.
Right. Because like a hobby is something that you do for fun that costs you money, right? Which is fine. But, you know, unfortunately, that's what a lot of, at least in my experience talking to the nutritionists, what their nutrition practice looks like, right? They're spending money to do something that they love to do, but it's not actually profitable for them. And, you know, the other thing that is a big challenge is that there's very little to no business training in many of these programs where most of us end up being self-employed. So yeah, if you're a nutritionist, you could take a job at a health food store making $12 an hour for sure. And there may be like small opportunities here and there, or you can go work in a gym for somebody else or something like that. But, you know, most of us are self-employed, and certainly the more successful people are self-employed. But a lot of people just don't have the business training required to get a business off the ground. And so it's this whole other thing that you have to learn about email marketing and sales funnels and opt-ins and webinars. And then you have to learn all the tech behind it. And then even if it's offline, workshops and things and how to leverage that and do discovery calls and all of these kinds of things, never mind all of the other things about setting up your business. It's a huge, huge roadblock for people. And with most of us being self-employed, most of us being on our own, I feel like everybody is graduating and reinventing the wheel, starting everything from scratch, making all their handouts, figuring out all the things they need, paving the path, figuring out insurance, like everything. And it's sad when there's so much opportunity for collaboration, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you just spend all this money to go back to school. How big's your advertising budget? I wasn't taking out any ads in the newspaper or yellow pages or any billboards when I first graduated, that's for sure, right? But you know, it's a challenge of how you're going to actually bring people in through the door, particularly if you've gone with a clinic or a studio or a gym and you've got rent to pay. Like, I remember how terrified I was the first day I went and sat in my office, and I'm like, well, day one, I got no clients, but I'm here, because it takes time to get going, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So touching a bit more on like the different types of income, I picked $50,000 a year just for a starting point. So that might seem really like small to you. That might seem really big. The important thing is you need to figure out your numbers, okay? So $50,000 a year, now that's gross. Keeping in mind you're going to have to pay back, you know, somewhere around 30% of that. So this is really more of a net of $30,000 to $35,000 a year income. I picked, again, $75 an hour. Again, change that if it isn't what you charge an hour, but out here for a personal training session, that's pretty average. And same thing for a massage. So if you were doing one-on-one sessions at $75 an hour, you would have to sell 667 sessions a year to make $35,000 net, right?
I'm not sure if I did that many my first year in my business. I mean, I probably have to check my records, but
It's probably close, right, Miranda?
Might have been in the fives.
Yeah.
I mean, to give you an idea, like I haven't done half of that in 4 years, right? And I've worked with a lot of people in a lot of different ways. But again, can I continue breaking that down? So if you're working 5 days a week and this is like your full-time gig, you're going to be working 260 days a year. So that means every day of those 260 days a year, you need to be working with 2.5 people to constantly make that kind of yearly income, right? again, that's really challenging, especially when you're first. Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't know anybody in the industry that would be consistently getting that many people a day, because your time and effort is going into marketing and to trying to bring people in, especially at the beginning, right? And even if
and writing your protocols and supporting your existing clients
totally,
and lots of other things. Yeah.
And even if you could do that, then next year you have to do it all over again, right? And we're kind of in the industry that, yeah, you might work with somebody a few times, but the goal is to get them to a point where they don't need you, right? Or they only need you once every 6 months or once a year to kind of, tweak a few things. You're not going to be having that same return client every week for years and years and years. So it's just unrealistic to think that you're going to be able to attract that many people. And again, that's not like $100,000-$200,000 income. So do the numbers yourself by what you charge and what you actually want to make a year. I also broke it down into group bookings, because some people like to do group programs. Again, if it's an evergreen program and you're running it constantly and you don't have to do anything with it, it is a form of residual income. But most of the times with group programs, you are still going in there to support them, whether it's through Facebook Lives, emails, that kind of thing. I picked $47 just for, most groups say to pick about $1 to $1.50 a day. And for a 30-day program, you usually see them between 35 and 47 for a price point. You would have to sell 1,064 of those. You're not going to be putting your advertising into a $47 program, right? To be able to attract that many people. And for eBooks, which is a form of residual income, you'd have to sell 6,258. So I did eBooks like 2 years ago, and I sold 35, and I was super happy with that. Because again, it's something fun to kind of supplement your income with. But the amount of money that you would have to put into that to be able to get that, there'd be no return on it. You're much better off putting your advertising money into something that's going to be paying you hundreds of dollars, not $7.99, right? So, but just those numbers give you an idea of like the amount of people you would have to be reaching on a constant basis just to make $35,000 net a year.
It's a big network.
Really big
audience. Yeah. So why essential oils? I'll tell you a little bit about why I chose to include this in my practice. And, I did like sort of all of those things as well, one-on-ones and groups and things like that. And, said yes to absolutely every opportunity that came my way as well, which is not necessarily that fulfilling or that smart of a decision. But when you're starting out, that's what you do, right? But let's take that $50,000 income example. And we're going to show you a breakdown on this a little bit more in detail, but there's different leadership levels with doTERRA, which they just have different titles for recognition. It's just a way of saying a certain amount of volume in your business. And at the gold leadership level, you can make that $50,000 income. It takes about, on average, 2 years to get there. And this is really key. This is a residual income. And we'll tell you more about how that works after, but this is not new business that you have to get over and over and over again every month. The thing I really love personally, especially in my practice where I'm working with a lot of really super tapped out moms, like they're stretched thin. I mean, that's most people these days, I think, but I'm finding it such a really easy entry point for people to start making change. Okay. I work primarily in weight loss. There's a lot of shame that comes along with weight loss, and people feel bad. I hear people say, oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I just don't do it. I don't know why. Or they're overwhelmed at the idea of changing all of their life at once. Whether it's, that's anything. That's no matter what your niche is there. We, in our nutrition program, we're taught to write these like massive protocols with diet and supplement and lifestyle recommendations. And it's like, here you go, change your life. Good luck.
Yeah.
It's really overwhelming and intimidating, especially people who are coming from a sort of like a standard diet and standard lifestyle. So this I find is like an easy thing that people can add. They look at this and they say like, oh, I can do that, right? I can diffuse this oil. I can apply this oil topically. I can incorporate some of these products that are actually really pleasant to experience as well. And it's an easy one change for people to make. So that's one thing that I really, really love about having this extra option for my clients. It's a way to support them it's a way to help compliance on their protocols, because if you've been at this for any length of time, you will find that you put all this time and effort and research and everything into writing your protocols. They can take quite a few hours when you're first starting, especially. And then people come back for their follow-up and they're like, didn't do any of it because it was too hard, right? And then we feel, I don't know, I feel at least like a little bit responsible almost, like it's hard for them, right? It's a way to help them, because what are so many things that people have issues with? They have issues with sleep, they have issues with digestion, they have issues with pooping and stress. And guess what? Like, you get people sleeping and you get people managing their stress, and they feel better and they have more energy and enthusiasm and feel some measure of success and reward. They can, kind of to take that next step to go for their morning training sessions at the gym, or to come in for their chiropractic adjustments, or to, make all that amazing food from scratch that Jen and I want them to make, right? And you probably have noticed essential oils right now are hot, right? This is a really popular topic that everybody's talking about, and you can really leverage that as a vehicle to attract more clients, which is amazing.
So a little bit about doTERRA here. They began back in May of 2008. And what I love about it is that they're a completely debt-free company, which is fantastic. In the few years that they've been actually in business, they have grown to be the largest essential oils company in the world. And doTERRA partners with local farmers. This is part of their co-impact sourcing project that they have here. So basically, these they partner with these local farmers in the communities where they get the essential oils themselves. This eliminates the distributors, which is the middleman, right? And it also ensures that farmers and families are paid fair wages, right? So with this co-impact sourcing, doTERRA is helping about 18,400 people or jobs that are actually being put into place. Hi, Sammy.
Hey, buddy.
Next co-host.
Also with doTERRA, they're deeply committed to sustaining farming practices. And Forbes magazine rated doTERRA as number 10 in their top 250 employers. Also ranked them number 1 in employer in the packaged goods category, which is pretty impressive for sure. So,
and it feels really good to be a part of a company that's giving back like that.
Absolutely.
And is so ethical.
Such an amazing culture, right?
Oh yeah, with a lot of essential oils, they really, really pay these families in different countries a really small, unfair amount compared to what they charge for it. And like, you can research some of the co-impact sourcing stories. And I think it was Madagascar where the ylang ylang was grown. And don't quote me on that. But they were interviewing some of the farmers, and they were talking about how this opportunity has really allowed their children to be able to go to university and to school. And it makes you really proud to be a part of it. I know, Miranda, you were telling me a story about the frankincense.
That the frankincense which comes from resin of trees, so that's how it's harvested, and it's more of an annual crop, right? So it's obviously it takes a long time to I don't know if it grows, if that's the right word, but to be ready to harvest. And there was all of these trees with the frankincense that were going unharvested because the farmers couldn't make a fair living wage, like just going out once a year or whatever it is, and feeding their families and everything all year round on that. So doTERRA has actually gone in and they pay them an installment payment so that they get paid every month in anticipation of the harvest that's coming up, so that these can be like sustainable, fair pay jobs for farmers to support their families, which is really amazing. And I was going to say the same thing with the co-impact sourcing. Like, when I first joined, I thought, oh, that's really nice. Like, I like companies that do that, sure. But the longer I'm with the company and the more of these stories I hear, the more that really, really resonates with me, rather than just, growing lavender on the side of the highway or hothouse farming things in North America or whatever, right? Which they're also more potent when they're sourced indigenously, right? Just like food, which is great. But if you're watching this and you're like a conscientious consumer, like, hey, a lot of us in the wellness industry are hippies, right? Yeah. You can go on YouTube, on doTERRA's YouTube channel, and you can find some of these stories, and they're really powerful. Like, that really speaks to me personally.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at business. 2008 is when they started, and from 2008 to 2010, they were making $34 million in sales. And you can kind of track it throughout. By 2011 to 2012, that was up to 228 million. That quadrupled almost the next year. 2013 to 2014, it was 1 billion. And 2015 to 2016, it was over $2 billion in sales. Again, in such a short time, next year's the 10th anniversary. They are the largest network marketing company in the States. And that's competing against companies that have been around for over 20 years. So they're really well run, and their advocates and customers are extremely loyal because they love the product so much. And again, because of the culture, right? It's something you're proud to be a part of. And the oils, speak for themselves.
Absolutely.
And sell themselves.
So now it comes to the question that we get quite often, and I know in the area where we live right now, there's another essential oil company around that is huge out here, right? So we always get the question, well, the market's saturated, right? Well, when we actually take a look at the statistics behind this for doTERRA itself, the market's not saturated out here for anywhere in Canada. These statistics are right from for Canada themselves. So we're looking at 0.1693%. That's it. Of people who actually know about doTERRA products, right? And again, that's just in Canada, right? So you're looking at 17 people out of 10,000 people. So there's a lot of room for us.
Opportunity there.
Yeah. A lot of room for us to grow in this and share the product and share the information and really help educate folks on what kind of high quality products we do have and how they can not only help your own health and wellness, but help to support your own business, or have a different form of business for you, right? So,
and I know this is one that Miranda and I actually talked about before we were with oils. Doesn't everybody do oils? Is it I really thought it was saturated, but
because your perspective gets skewed based on who you hang around with, right? So I have a lot of say Facebook friends who are in health and wellness. I follow a lot of health and wellness pages, and I feel like I see it everywhere. And there's just it's you get in that little bubble, right? Just like you think everybody knows you don't need dairy for calcium, or that butter's not bad for you. And then you get out and talk to people and realize, no, really, everybody needs you still.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
So we know that there is definitely significant opportunity there. So what does that look like, especially in terms of what you could potentially earn in your business? So I've got a few statistics to share here. These were done by a third-party organization, and some of the takeaways from the study included knowing that almost three quarters of people look to natural products to improve your health. So if you work in health and wellness, this is not going to be a surprise to you at all. People find out I'm a nutritionist and they always want to know what I think of the latest supplement that was on Dr. Oz or whatever the case may be, right? People are looking for natural solutions, and people are not getting the answers that they need from mainstream medicine. Our mainstream medicine is really I feel ill-equipped to deal with a lot of the chronic illnesses and conditions that are coming up these days. So people are looking for their own solutions. About half of people have tried some type of essential oil, but only about 13% are familiar with doTERRA. And so we know that just like with food, just like with supplements, quality matters absolutely, especially when you're using something therapeutically like a supplement, or you're putting it on your body or whatever the case may be, right? So we know that people are interested because, at least half the population has tried some type of essential oil, but there's a lot of opportunity there to really introduce people to a good quality product that's going to work for them. And the majority of people are interested in learning more. And as this trend increases, someone somewhere is going to introduce that interested person to essential oils. So, it might as well be you, right? Particularly when you have the expertise to help educate people, help teach them how to use things appropriately and safely and incorporate it as part of a healthy lifestyle, right? They get the whole package. So it's not just about the product, right? If someone purchases oils from me, they get the whole deal where I can help them incorporate it into, so they can help reach their specific health goals. And what's the most popular way to find out about anything, really? It's word of mouth, right? If you want to know where to take your car to get serviced, or, what movie you should go see this weekend, or what restaurant's really good to eat at in your neighborhood, you're likely going to ask a friend. So this remains the most popular method to find out what type of natural healthcare products to use. And I know I personally, like on social media, see people sort of crowdsourcing their health all the time.
Yeah. So I talked a little bit in the overview about the aromatherapy market. So market projection itself, 2016, 2018, $4 billion. By 2020, we're looking at $10 billion. So is it a good time for you to get into it? I would think so.
Like Miranda just said, somebody's going to be introducing people to oils.
That's
so
right. Why not you? Right?
Yeah.
Who's that?
I think it's still you.
Is it still me?
Or I didn't write it down. So
lost track of the number. 12?
Yeah. 13, 14.
We're on 14. I got it. So just to say that, it's a growth opportunity right now. It's a growth industry. There's a growing consumer base. And currently, 2016, I think those are the latest stats, 4 million doTERRA users, which is totally amazing. It makes doTERRA the largest essential oil company in the world. And when you consider what a short period of time the company's been in business, that's pretty amazing. Also, as Jen said, the largest network marketing company in the States. Now, here's where I get really excited. So we have, like Jen was saying, such a loyal customer base. And this is a really product-driven business with really, really powerful products that work. So people use the products, love the products, want to order more products. So we call that retention rate when we have a customer that keeps coming back and coming back. The retention rate with doTERRA is 65 to 70%. It's about 68% at the time of this recording. What this means is that in any 3-month rolling window, about 68% of your customers are going to place another order. So this is where that residual income becomes really, really powerful, because this is income that you don't have to work for again and again and again, right? They have their account already. They can self-serve, and 68% of people. And this is, if you have been exposed to like any other network marketing companies, this blows all of the other stats out of the water. So the industry average is 8 to 10% in most network marketing companies. And that's measured actually on a 12-month period. So doTERRA measures theirs differently, but when you adjust it, if you measure doTERRA over a 12-month period, it's in the 80s. It's something like 82% retention rate. So you compare that to like 8 to 10%, that's nuts. And this is where this becomes a really powerful income stream in your business, right? It's money that you don't have to work for again and again and again and again, which is really powerful because, it allows us opportunity to invest in more tools and invest in help and be maybe more selective about the type of work that we do, or do the work that we're really super passionate about that really fills us up, instead of just like fighting for every little scrap of business that comes our way, whether it's your wheelhouse or not, right?
Or break away from that full-time job and be able to do what you really want to do, right?
Right. Or even if you're working a part-time job, like I worked a part-time job for a while thinking that's a good compromise, right? I can work a few hours a week at a low-stress job and pay some of my bills and build my business. And I still found it wasn't enough time. It really split my focus, even though it was not a hard job. And so, and I've worked with a couple of other nutritionists who have done the same thing, who have replaced that part-time job with this residual income from doTERRA, which is really amazing.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about money.
Let's get to it.
Incomes and earnings. And can you actually make money?
How do I get paid, Jen?
Lots of different ways. And the thing, we were talking about it earlier, I think between the three of us, we've done direct sales 3 or 4 different companies. And if you guys have tried it before, you might be familiar with the binary system. And doTERRA does not do the binary system. And I'll explain why that's important. So the binary system is when you you're building legs, right, within your business.
I lost Jen for a minute. Jen, are you coming back? Oh, technology. So hopefully we get her back in a second. But what she was saying that there's different legs in your business. So that's just where you place your customers in your business. And in a typical binary compensation plan, you have to balance these both sides. So customer A comes and sees me and they buy this, and customer B, I put them here and there and here and there and here and there. And at the end of the day, if I don't have enough, if it doesn't balance on each side, I don't get paid. It gets stored and rolled over and rolled over and rolled over. And hopefully one day, they balance out. The nice thing about doTERRA, I've honestly have looked at a lot of compensation plans and never seen a plan like this, where it's unilevel compensation. Hey.
Hi.
Hey. So I just kind of continued on binary because you froze.
We just disappeared then?
Can you hear us, Miranda?
I can hear you just fine. See you, everything.
Oh, we thought the whole thing had shut down. It wasn't just us.
It was just you.
Oh, great. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I was like, oh, we're going to have to record the whole thing over again.
No worries.
Okay.
So I just sort of took that the rest of the way down about balancing sides, and was just getting to the part how this is basically just a straight commission.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter how much or how little you sell.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter if you have, 10 customers in one and one in the other. It doesn't have to match up. You get paid on every sale, right? And there's a few different ways you can get paid. So first of all is with retail commission. So retail commission is 25%, and that is based off of people going onto your online store. So you do get your own website, and you can give that link out to people, and they can go and click on shop, purchase something, and you get paid 25% of that once a month.
You can also apply to be a retail partner in Canada. So if you have a spa or a clinic, your business can buy product and put it on the shelf just like any other brand.
Right. And two, with your monthly orders, especially when you're first getting started, if you don't have a ton of extra money, you can sell that. Like you buy it at a wholesale price and then you can mark it up and sell it retail that way, just to your friends and family as well, and make your profit that way. But ideally, and you want to be looking at enrolling customers and wellness advocates. That's where you're going to get the most residual kind of income, the most retention. And that is going to give you the second way to pay, you're getting paid, which is your fast start commission. So this is, especially if you're doing things like one-on-ones, classrooms, like online classes or in-person classes, and it is 20% of what you sell. And we do have quite a few starter kits that, include a lot of the more popular oils that you can purchase. And those are often sold through these classes because you're sampling those particular oils. So it can be, $30 to $50 for, one of the first starter kits per person. And if you're signing, an average of a few people at each class, it can add up really quickly, and you get paid on that every week. So you can do, 1 or 2 classes a week, which is just a couple hours worth of your time, and be making a couple $100 extra right at the start of your business. Not having to wait months and months to get that kind of income coming in. You have the potential to do that right from day one, which is awesome. The third way of getting paid is called level commission. Now this is more of your residual income. That is going to be based on, it's 2 to 7% based on where they actually are in your organization. And there are quite a few bonuses too. There is the Power of 3 bonus, and that is based on having 3 people underneath you, and it can be customers or wellness advocates purchasing a certain amount a month, and then you get a $50 bonus. And then if those 3 people have 3 people below them, you get a $250 bonus, and then on and on and on. So you can get a $1,500 bonus. And that is on top of all the sales that you do and the sales that your team does. And there also are leadership bonuses. So leadership in doTERRA is considered silver and above, and they get a amount of shares, and the shares, the company takes 2% of their profits every month and divides it up between them. A silver leader, for example, gets 1 share. So it works out to be about 200 Canadian dollars a month extra on top of everything. If you're a gold leader, that works out to be about $1,000 extra a month, and a platinum leader, $2,000 extra a month. So that really adds up quickly, again, because it's something that you're getting every month, and it's just based on sales. Something that they've just started implementing too is kind of like a junior leadership bonus for the levels that are under that. For example, there's a premier bonus, and a premier is something that you can get to, especially if you're, really going for it in a couple months. And right away, you're getting $150 US, I believe it is. As a bonus.
I think it's $200 US, that one.
US? Okay.
Yeah.
So it completely covers your cost of your monthly order, plus a little bit more. And then again, that is on top of all the rest of your sales. So it just helps you becoming cash positive really early in your business.
Right. And you get rewarded for when you get to those higher levels and you're spending time, potentially developing other people who want to do the business. You're getting compensated for that, which is amazing.
Yeah, and it just helps you to build your team quicker. And the nice thing about this business in general is just that there really is a lot of emphasis on building below so that everybody benefits from it. It's not just, me, and building one big leg and helping people out where it's going to benefit you, like you'll see in the binary system.
So these are average earnings, the most recent information for silver levels and above. So we were talking before about Premier, and I think we have some average earnings for that after, but silver is the first leadership level, and this is where you have not only your customers, but 3 people who are doing the business with you, right? And so you're doing more personal development and coaching, and you've gotten to a place where you've had a certain amount of success, and now you can show someone else how to do that, which is amazing. These numbers are US dollars, which is what all the stats are, just sort of to equalize. And an average earning is almost $27,000 US, which is amazing. So that's where I'm at right now. And I'll tell you quite honestly, that amount of money really made a really big difference in my business and made a really big difference in my life, like in the amount that I was able to take home and everything as well. So and then as you go up, you can see because of those leadership bonuses, that grows and grows and grows, right? And we're going to show you sort of some average timelines of what it takes to get there. And absolutely, we have people in our organization at every single level represented on this chart. So how long does it take to actually get to that, right? Because that might sound sort of far out there if you're just getting started. Well, these are stats that are average. And so keep in mind that some people get to a certain level and never progress further just because that's, it's an additional revenue stream for them. It's a part-time job. They're just not interested. But from time of enrollment to silver, the average is about 18 months. And then from silver to gold is about 9 months. So that's where I'm at right now. And I tell you, I'm going to make it a lot quicker than that. Gold to platinum is about another 9, and so on and so on. And you can see that if you want to build to these higher levels, if that's something that speaks to you, that really in about 4 years, you can really be replacing and multiplying your income, which is really, really powerful. Again, it really allows you to do the things that you want to do, to be more selective about the work that you're doing, to invest more in yourself, right? All of those things, which is incredible. And we absolutely, can help you at whatever speed you want to go, as fast or as slow as you want to go, however far you want to go. But these are what some of the average timelines look like. And, that being said, we have people in our organization who've gotten to silver in 3, 6, 9 months. Absolutely. Ange Peters, who was Canada's first presidential diamond, which is the highest level. She got to diamond in 9 months. She worked hard for that. I heard her say she taught something like 250 classes in her first year or something like that. But that's a really powerful income level in a really, really short amount of time. So you can take it at your own speed, do as much or as little as you like. But just to show that it's super attainable out there for anybody who really wants to do that.
Okay. And so the different ways to share doTERRA. Keeping in mind, you can do all of these, you can do none of these. It's your business, so you don't have to do anything that's out of your comfort zone. But the more you get out of your comfort zone, the more you're going to grow, right? But there's lots of different ways that you can actually share doTERRA to grow the business. First of all, we've got person-to-person sharing. This is my personal favorite. Going out with somebody and having like an oil and tea day, bringing your oils and doing kind of a one-on-one presentation with them. Handing out samples at the gym. Cory does this all the time. We've got a rub that's really great for inflammation, and he takes samples of that and gives it out to people who have problems with inflammation. Because it's when you're working with a business like this that's so product orientated, you need to get the product into people's hands so that they can actually try it. Because once they try it and see, we all hear of essential oils, but when you actually start seeing and feeling the therapeutic benefits, that's when they're going to become customers, right? So handing out samples like that. I'll mail samples out to people too. Inviting people to come to your house. Putting them in your bag, because the pictures are over the screen a little bit. Like I know there was something else I wanted to touch on. You can get these little keychains, and they've got little tiny sample vials in them, and we fill it up with some of the more popular oils like peppermint and digestin, and carry them with you at all times. Because when you're out with people and friends, often people will say like, oh, I've got a headache, or sore muscle, or I've got indigestion or something. So it's really easy and genuine to just be like, oh, hey, I've got this oil, you can try it, and it's not sleazy, right? It's not that kind of salesy hard sell that you get with a lot of direct sales companies that I know we've been a part of before, and we were talking about earlier, where it's like cold calling people and messaging them and really like focusing on your friends and trying to, it's the ground floor opportunity, and you're going to get lots. And like that's everything that's wrong with this industry, and doTERRA does it so beautifully to be able to it's really just about sharing and again, like I said, getting that product to people to actually try. There's very few people I've ever sampled that don't end up purchasing product because it's so effective, right? So that's one way of doing it. Sharing on a blog or website, so you can have a banner, you can have a link on your website to your doTERRA website. I think a really effective way of doing this is writing blog posts that incorporate oils into them, right? So if you're a nutritionist or a health coach, maybe you want to do a post on 5 ways to deal with anxiety. You can talk about diet, you can talk about meditation or cognitive behavioral therapy or whatever, and then you can talk about what oils can help support that kind of thing and help with relaxation, or 5 ways to sleep better, and then you just include a blurb about which oils you would use, and then a link to your page so people can actually go purchase it. So it's a really kind of authentic way of you're helping people and educating them, but still linking your business so that you can get sales from that. I'm sharing through social media. We do see this quite a lot. I know for myself, I'll do like recipes, or if I'm making like deodorant or, fabric softener or something, you can take a picture of it, share it on Facebook with a recipe. People really like that. It gets them starting to kind of think about it and maybe reach out to you. So social media, of course, is a big way to get out your message right now, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever. Free or paid online classes. And these can be classes that you create yourself, or you can actually purchase classes that are already done on things like oils and pets, oils and kids, oils and women's health. And this is something you can either run online with in a Facebook group or a Facebook event, or you can do something like this as well, like Miranda's using Zoom right now, or on a different kind of webinar program to be able to educate people out on that.
We have a class outline too as part of the onboarding training program, so that to give you a framework for teaching if you want to do just an oils class. But perfect. You can also incorporate it into whatever it is you already do, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And the class that we have is kind of known as the Essential Oils 101, which is a really great beginner program, and it incorporates all the 10 oils that are in 2 of the startup kits. So it's a really easy kind of vision point to be like, here are these 10 oils and all these things you can do with them, so that people start thinking like, oh, okay, yeah, I could use that. I could use that. I could use that. And then it's easier to kind of transition them into one of the startup kits that includes them all, right? So or you could do free or live classes. I know Miranda's done this before on things that are kind of more her specialty with her nutrition program, and then including oils in it. So you're going out and giving a speech at like, you know, a nutrition clinic, or a library, chiropractor studio, yoga studio, things like that. And again, you can incorporate the foods, different exercises, lifestyle things, and then the oils in it as well. Free or paid coaching or consulting. Okay, so you can do like free wellness consults. Some people will do like free 15-minute oil consults where people will call them. It's kind of like the one-on-one consulting where you just give recommendations based on what their needs are, right? So they may say they're having a really hard time with digestion. You can talk about that a little bit and then give them oil recommendations for free. Or you can charge for it too, right? And include it as part of your consulting that you already do. Again, this one's kind of more, I'm talking with nutrition and health coaching. So if I have a client and I'm doing a protocol up for them, I just can include oils as part of like the supplement section, right? Like maybe they need digestive enzymes, maybe they need probiotics, and then, you know, some of the other oils. I find it especially beneficial for things like stress and sleep. And kind of the lifestyle section that maybe you didn't have anything to really offer them before. And as Miranda was saying earlier, it's an easier kind of lead in for people that are like really stressed to the max, to get them to be like, okay, well, you need to do an hour sleep schedule and turn off all your phones and then go meditate and have a bath and drink some magnesium. And they're just like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to take an hour to go to sleep, right? It's a little bit easier to say, well, this is a bottle of Serenity and it's going to
turn on your diffuser.
Yeah, a couple minutes before you go to bed, or put some on your feet, and it's not as overwhelming, right? But it can be included in any kind of consulting that you do for them. And then, as I was saying with the supplements, you can, doTERRA has a line of supplements. It's actually the LLV pack, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, is the most popular product they have out of everything, which was surprising to me. They also have fish oils, probiotics, digestive enzymes, things that you're going to be recommending to your clients anyway. So rather than sending them to a health food store and making the health food store money, you can send them to your doTERRA online store. And since you're the one that's making the recommendations, you can get paid for it, right? Because there is no shame in getting paid. I want to repeat that like 10 times. You're getting paid for wellness advocates, because there seems to be a lot of guilt about that. And
there is. It doesn't matter if it's nutritionists or personal trainers or that as well, right? I mean, we have a hard time asking for the money.
Yeah.
You have to. It's a business, right?
Somebody is going to make money off of your recommendation. Right. So why not you? Plus, you're giving them a product that is better than they're going to buy at Costco or a health, like drugstores.
Absolutely. Don't even get me started on the Costco fish oil.
Yeah.
Right. People don't understand that there's a difference, right?
That's right. 99 or $9.99, and they get a bottle like this big, all rancid and going to cause more inflammation. Nothing, but so lots of different ways that you can share the business. I mean, those are just kind of some of them. And again, it's up to you how you want to do it and how many of them you want to incorporate. But the more you incorporate, the quicker your business is going to grow.
Absolutely. So, I mean, Jen talked quite a bit about the doTERRA business itself. Again, just kind of going over what it looks like. So things like sampling, I mean, she touched base on that. That's been very, very, very well used and very well received as well. Like she said, in most of the samples that she sent out, 9 times out of 10, people were like, yeah, I would like to, get some more product from you. And they went from there, right? Classes, we're actually conducting a class here on Saturday as well, so that's going to be fun. Go through that. So these are the kind of things that you can do from home. You can rent out. I mean, there's like little coffee shops around here that have little meeting rooms for like $10 an hour type thing. You can go and do that. Nice thing with that too is then it's a tax write-off rate as part of your business, right?
I love writing off my coffee. There's nothing I love more.
Yeah, and I really do want to touch base on follow-ups. Follow-ups are definitely where it's at, right? I mean, we all live very, very busy lives. We're all, running businesses ourselves, trying to get things going, right? We do have a tendency of forgetting things sometimes. So it's important for you to follow up with your clients or potential clients as well, just to kind of touch base with them, see how they're doing, see which direction they'd like to go, that kind of thing.
Sneaky.
My battery's running low. I don't want to lose you guys.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. As well, you have the client protocols and program add-ons that you can use with it. The team calls is really important with that, and the personal development aspect of this. I mean, we got into the whole network marketing there like about 3 years ago or so, and this personal development aspect of it has been huge to progress us in our business and overall health and wellness as well.
Mm-hmm.
So with those also, you're going to get things like a bunch of different resources when it comes to our team. Trainings, pre-created programs. Oh my goodness. If we would have had this, 5 years ago, Jen, when you started your business, to actually have
Oh my goodness.
that would be such a big relief to kind of go forward and then already start to generate some money, having that group of people that you can talk to, bounce ideas off of, that kind of thing. We're all wellness professionals. So when we rely on each other's strengths, it just helps each other out to grow in our own businesses, right?
I think that's one of my favorite things about this kind of industry is just the relationships that it grows, right? Like,
oh
and
my goodness.
the ability to be like, I mean, Miranda and I met online with a different company, and she's been here. Yeah. She's held our baby,
yeah.
and like we have this great friendship with all these people all across the country. And besides that, it's so wonderful, like oils even aside, when I'm working on something in my nutrition business or in our business, to be like, hey, Miranda, I know you've done this, or what is your thought on this, or whatever. Yeah. And to be able
what
to
would you recommend? Where would you start? Absolutely.
It's really invaluable and a real gift.
Nice to have that outside source just to kind of, because when you're in the mix of things, I mean, you're stressed out. There's lots of stuff going on. Yeah. You're trying to get things going.
It's nice isolating too, right? Because so many of us are self-employed, and like Jen and I both work from home. And like in the beginning, I just felt like I would just go days on end talking to no one but my dog, right? And to have
your dog thinks all your ideas
people to learn from. Like I've learned so much from you guys. I've learned so much from Ashley Sorokas, our upline, to have other people to share ideas with, to learn from. And the personal development, like for me, since starting with this business, has been nuts. It's crazy. So I feel like I've grown in my business, but I've really grown as a person too. That sounds really cheesy, but it's really powerful.
Yeah.
This is me, business resources. So here's the thing is that all three of us have a real passion for helping other wellness entrepreneurs be successful in their business. Because honestly, you came into this business to help people, right? That's most of us who came into any kind of wellness business. We have a passion for helping people. And quite frankly, there's no shortage of people out there who need our help, right? You know this, that everyone is tired, sick, stressed out, overweight, never mind diabetes, and on and on and on and on, right? There's an abundance of people out there who need help. There's all of these people with all of this knowledge to share. And I'm so passionate about helping in any way I can, helping people have successful businesses, because it's just win-win, right? So you are fully supported in this business with just an abundance of resources. Like this is just a snapshot, guys. So straight up, first of all, you're going to get your wholesale membership with doTERRA with 25% off of your products, right? So that's what you get straight from doTERRA. And again, you can use these for your own self-care and health and wellness and all of that. You can share the products, you can retail them, you can do whatever you like with that. But that's what's included with your wholesale membership from doTERRA, as well as the loyalty rewards program, which we can give you more information on that later. But this is kind of like a frequent flyer or like a PC points if you have that. This is where you get a certain amount of what you spend back in points. And you have the opportunity to start getting 30% back in points in addition to your 25% off discount, which is like, again, when I joined, I'm like, oh, that sounds nice. And then when I started seeing them like add up And we've got like a points promo this month where people can get like an extra 100 points. It's like $100 in products. And this is available for our customers. This is not just like for people who are doing the business. And this is something I get a lot more excited about now that I've been in it for a while, and get my, like, I just got a box with like $350 worth of free product in it. It was like so fun. It felt like Christmas. And if you are a retail partner with like a spa or a clinic or something like that too, right, then that improves your margins. And over time, right, you're going to add that 30 and 25% up, you know, in your markup as well. But for people who are interested in doing this as a business, we in our organization have a professionally developed, really robust, amazing online business training program. So this is a free course for you to take that is going to take you through all of the things you need to know. So there's product knowledge, there is complete breakdown on how to teach a class, there's all the little things you need to know about getting set up. And then it takes you on and on from there. And this is, we haven't added to that, but I would want to say it is at least a 30-hour training program. Like, this is the type of program that you could literally pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for. Professionally produced videos, that's my dog, checklists, you know, and this is self-directed. So you can take this on your own time. It doesn't matter what your schedule is. And then we back that up with monthly mentorship calls. So I do training calls for my team. You'll get mentorship calls with a person who enrolls you. You have the opportunity to participate on larger team calls as well with our upline, Ashley Sorokas, who's a diamond. If you're a nutritionist, you might know her name. Ange Peters, again, Canada's first presidential diamond. Her calls are open to anybody who falls in her downline, which is our organization as well. So there's an absolute abundance of calls. And these might be things like straight up business strategies like sampling and follow-up and things like that. But a lot of times it's also professional development and mindset and really a variety of topics. We do have a Facebook group for your customers. So, you know, Facebook groups are an amazing way to support people because you can share information, people can ask questions, and you can get back to them and things like that. But when you're just starting out, it feels kind of sad when your group's not very big, right? So you can absolutely do your own group if you like, or in time you can do your own group, but you are more than welcome to add your customers to the existing groups that are there, where there is legacy content, there's files, they can search the chat history. There are other really passionate customers who will pipe up and answer questions and things like that, which is amazing as well. And then we have a private Facebook group just for the business builders. So this is your, again, like 24-hour forum for asking questions and getting support. And we share resources there as well. And then when you enroll a new customer in doTERRA, we have a private customer website that you can send them a link to. So this is something, again, made just by our team, not from doTERRA, that has a whole bunch of resources for them. There are tons of ebooks on getting started with oils, using their oils, making beauty products, cleaning products, things like that people who are interested in natural healthcare products are interested in, because, you know, we really want to fully support our customers. It's not just about getting a one-time sale, right? We're all in this business to help people. So if they were interested enough to invest in a startup kit with oils, we want them to use them to get those really amazing results that they were looking for, right? So we have a lot of resources for your customers so that they can be fully supported. There is a 90-day email drip that you can load into your own email software like MailChimp or Aweber or ConvertKit, and you can your customers can get periodic emails that again just continues the education over a period of 90 days, which is amazing. Ange Peters also has this hooked up to her own email, so if you don't have that, you can give them the link to that. So the emails would come from her, but they're still your customer. To again continue that education for people. And then we give you everything you need to do a class, because classes are a great way to get started. It's simple, it's easy, people like them, and it gives people an opportunity to learn more, smell, try, all of that kind of stuff. So there's an outline of like, talk about this for 5 minutes and talk about this for, this many minutes, and like exactly what steps to follow. There's all the forms you need to give people for taking notes and placing orders. There's a welcome email template. So after they order, you can send them a nice email with everything they need to know, and you're fully supported that way. If you are local to me or local to Jen, we will absolutely do our best to come out and help you with your first in-person class as well. But there's video recordings of classes that you can watch as well. And then we have a 21-day nutrition program for the nutritionists in the group that has an optional oils add-on. So this is a basic clean eating nutrition program that myself and another nutritionist on the team wrote. It's a really great point of entry for people to get people making their own food and, focusing. There's a huge self-care component, and talks also about oils. And you have the option to sell the program on its own or sell the program with oils if you like. We have something called Oil Camp, which is an online training program for your customers to, again, help them learn more. And again, people who take the time and energy to come to a class, learn more, try some samples, maybe do some research on their own, invest in a startup kit. These are people who are really motivated to make change. These are people who are really enthusiastic about healthy living. Like, I don't know about you, but these are the kind of customers I really want to work with. These are the kind of clients I want in my practice. So the oil, yeah, right. The oil camps run on Facebook. It's completely done for you. And it has all kinds of videos and other resources for your customers in a way that's really fun and enjoyable to help continue their education. And what's really powerful about this is we have found this to be really amazing for boosting our residual sales, because again, when people are educated, right, they know more, they use the product that they have, they're interested in trying more product, they run out of what they're already using. And the products are really powerful, which is why that retention reorder rate is so strong with doTERRA. So that's something that's run monthly that you can invite your customers to. And then Ange Peters has a 30-day cleanse structured around the Cleanse and Restore kit, which is a prepackaged kit that comes from doTERRA. So your customers have, again, their account with their 25% off, and they can order this Cleanse and Restore kit that has it has what's called GX Assist. It's a gut cleansing formula. So it has caprylic acid and oil of oregano and those things that we use for candida, and it has probiotics as well. So what we might call like a weed and seed, right? You spend a couple weeks clearing everything out and then replenish, as well as multivitamin and some other products in it. And there's a whole 30-day cleanse. It's run twice a year. She has put thousands of people through this. And it's another done for you that you can offer your clients as well.
Lots of reasons.
There's even more than this. Like, I'll just I promise you'll never have to make another slide deck again. Like,
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
All right.
So we're into
Slide in. It's the joys from working from home. Babies and dogs. Okay, so getting started. So how to actually get started in this business. So the first thing you do is purchase your enrollment kit. And as I mentioned before, there are a couple that have the top 10 oils. And then there are some larger ones that have like a larger selection of oils, depending on what you want. And these aren't expensive kits to start off with. Like, you can get into the business for about $180. And some of the kits go up to thousands of dollars. So it really depends on how many you want to try, what your plans are for the business, how much you want to go for it. There are some kits that have a few of some of the top sellers too, if you want to do retail. Mm-hmm. So if you have any questions about the kits and want to see them, just reach out to whoever sent you this video or to one of us, and we can send them to you and help you choose what would be best for you. So after you purchase your enrollment kit, you need to purchase 100 PV of product a month. So this is called an LRP kind of order. And that 100 points of product a month is going to be used. You can use it for your own self. That's what we do. we could go more than 100 points because we use so many of them every single day now, right? We use them for sampling, of course, in your classes to be able to get people to try them. In demos, and then again, if you want to sell them retail, that's a really good option. If you're just starting off and you don't have a lot of money, you order your product and then you just sell it back retail, so you make your money back plus the 25% markup. Okay, and the nice thing about the 100 PDs is it doesn't have to be every 4 weeks. It just has to be once a month. So when you first get started, starting off at the beginning of the month can be really beneficial. So say like today it's August 1st. Technically you don't have to make another order until sometime in September, right? So you could do it on September 30th and then have a good, 7 or 8 weeks to be able to make your money back and to make a profit doing classes. Mm-hmm. And then you've just recouped your money really, really quickly. So, and then you need to decide on your level of commitment. So it's, we kind of call it the choose your own adventure. There's 3 different levels in the business, and there's the dog. Sorry, God, she just stuck her nose in. So. It's a family business.
My dog's right here giving me the stink eye. So
yeah. And so it's important to kind of pick a level, and you don't have to stay there. You can go in between, your level of commitment depending on what's going on in your life, but it's something you want to pick and share with whoever enrolled you, so we know best how to be able to support you. Because if you are just wanting to do this business to be able to make enough to pay for your auto order every month, to just get free oils for yourself, that's great. That's totally your own choice. But we're not going to be, like trying to motivate you and get you out doing classes and intense training as you would with somebody who wants to make $10,000 a month, right? So having that kind of choose your own adventure path, it's good for you because it gives you an idea of what you should be doing every month and your level of commitment, but it also helps us out so that we know best how to be able to support you. And I should say that even if you are just doing it for, to make enough money for your order, you will still get all of our support, right? This is your business. If you, it's not okay, well, you're not going to. That's what a lot of people do, and that's awesome. And you still have access to all the business resources, all the training calls, all the online training, and all of our support and mentorships. It's just so we're not constantly like, so you're growing your business, trying to motivate you if that isn't your end goal, right? And then we'll complete the online training program, and that's what Miranda was talking before that Ashley Sorokas made, and it's amazing, a really, really great program, and go at your own pace. And then book your first class and you go and
have fun.
Yeah. And then just work at growing your business at whatever pace you decide and what other level. And I think we'll get into the levels next, right?
Yep, right now. So talk about level 1. So kind of what Jen was already talking about, with just basically earn free products, right? Mm-hmm. So whether you want to, earn $200 or $600 a month, again, it's completely up to you, whatever it is that you choose to go for, right? You have to be comfortable with what it is that you're doing. So you support your health and wellness lifestyle when you're doing this business as well. And the nice thing with this, we talked about helping others. That's the reason why we all got into the health and wellness profession, is to help other people. Well, now you get a chance to be able to teach others about the wellness lifestyle that you're in and how it's going to benefit them as well, right? All this can be done with a pretty small investment, to be quite honest. You're looking at a few hours per week out of your schedule to sit down and chat with some people, or go out for tea, or whatever the case may be, right? Just to kind of promote the products a little bit. Again, having people take the products and smell the products, having the products right on hand there, is going to make it more beneficial all around, right? The other investment components of this are things like the personal enrollment kits. So that's your 100 LRP a month that you would do. And again, plan, invite, present, enroll, support, all within your comfort zone, right? Any support, any kind of help that you need, we're always here to field any kind of questions that you may have. You're never, ever, ever going to be alone. That's the biggest thing that we've seen in a lot of different network marketing businesses. When you get into it, it's rah, 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 we're a team, and then all of a sudden you're like left behind for some reason. You don't know where it kind of fell off the rails. Right?
Or you're wondering, but what do I do?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Whereas the training is real, like nuts and bolts training, and not just mindset and personal development, right?
Exactly. And I know Miranda was talking about the oil camp there, and I just took that oil camp, and it was last month that you guys were running it. it was amazing, the amount of content that's in there. The videos that are provided from the leaders. I mean, these are amazing videos that just totally take a different spin to show you what these products can do and how they can benefit, not only your life, but the lives of others as well. So
I helped create the content for that, and I learned a bunch.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing stuff. So yeah, that's level 1.
Yeah. And, just to say too, that there's a lot of even just really passionate customers that love to do this, right? So that they can get their product for free, and you can absolutely build an entire business just showing other people how to get their oils for free.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Level 2, I think that's you.
That's Miranda.
Is that Miranda?
Oh, it is. So sort of the next level would be supplementing your income. And I think that this is where a lot of us in health and wellness are sort of falling in. We're looking for an additional income stream in our business, more income stability, right? So before, when I was just doing consulting, right, just charging for my time, basically, my income was all over the place. Like, hi, speaking of dogs. So I have a very small dog who doesn't understand that she should ever sit on the floor. Like September, amazing. January, amazing. Nobody wants me in July, right? Who wants to start, like, there's patios and barbecues and things to be had. Most people aren't making major dietary changes in July, or probably hitting the gym that hard, right? So having that consistent income in my business has been really, really amazing. So looking at like an average silver to gold income, this is somebody who's doing this about maybe 20 hours a week. I mean, I would say I might spend a little bit less than that, where you could potentially earn $2,000 to $5,000 a month over time. This is, again, where you are helping other people earn their products for free. Maybe you're mentoring a couple of people who are interested in doing that sort of level 1 or sharer approach. And, over time, you're going to learn leadership skills, personal development skills. And this is where you really start to grow as well, which is really exciting, because to get to silver or gold, you've got a couple of people who are interested in doing the business with you, right? So in terms of investment, again, this could be potentially 20 hours a week. You are always still starting with your personal enrollment kit, and your 100 LRP is about $100 a month. And no matter what level you go to, that it doesn't ever change. But, a little bit more in the personal development. This is where a little bit more of that time commitment comes in. So it's not just about you teaching classes and you sampling people and you sharing the oils. It's where you're starting to show other people how to do that as well, right? But again, the basics are still the same. It's the planning, inviting, teaching classes, supporting your existing customers, and then also supporting your fellow business builders as well.
Okay, and level 3 is replacing and multiplying your income. And so this is for people that really, really want to go for it. You can earn between $8,000 and $100,000 a month. So that's the average for a platinum to a presidential diamond income. Obviously, there's a lot of room in there and a big difference between $8,000 and $100,000. So it just depends what you want to do with it, right? That's the beauty of this kind of business. You really get what you put into it. When you get into this kind of level, there's a lot of emphasis on leadership, of course. So you get to become a powerful and inspiring leader, because you really have to have a team of people that are going for it, and learn how to be able to motivate them and inspire them, and teach them to believe in themselves and the business, right? It also has the potential for you to make a global impact, because if you had that much money, think of the things that you could do with it, right? I think that our industry, we were talking before, is really filled with people that want to be able to help people. But so often we don't have the money to be able to do that. So of course you can help with your time and stuff, but just kind of think, if you're making $10,000 a month, how many people you can actually help, right? And besides the money financially, all the people that you will be, kind of leading in your business, you also are able to help them get into a different position to be able to help and do more, right? Leave those terrible jobs that they hate, create a lifestyle where they can be at home with their kids and doing things that they really love to do. And doTERRA's all around the world. So you can be helping families and create these kind of beautiful financial freedom little pockets all throughout the world and really make a big difference. So it's pretty cool when you think about it. The investment for this is, of course, full time. I mean, and if you're really, really going for it, maybe even more than full time to start off with, right? But a minimum of kind of 40 hours when you're getting started. As far as financial investment, it's the same as the other two levels. Personal development kit. I mean, you can still get the same $180 kit, the same $150 order a month. Whether you're making $100,000 a month or $200 a month, right? There's no additional cost for when your business gets that high. Daily personal development, of course. And then same, planning, inviting, presenting, enrolling, supporting users and builders, like Miranda had mentioned in the past, the same. But you're wanting to really be spending more time developing leaders and inspiring vision. We kind of touched on that before, because you need to be able to teach leaders how to lead their own teams and really create something that is duplicatable. I was going to say.
Almost a word.
Yeah.
Very close.
Hey, it's like 7:30 over here. And I still have pants on. Something that you can duplicate, right? So that, in, 5 years down the road, you don't have to be working full time. You really can work 1 or 2 days a week because you have trained leaders who will train leaders who will train leaders, right?
And it's that ripple effect of creating change too, exactly. Right? And developing and growing leaders. And that's something that I just find I'm getting more and more excited about by the day as well. Is like so many of us, when we start our business, are lacking confidence because we're new. We don't feel like we know enough to help people. And then we don't know all of this business stuff and on and on and on. Right. And to see some of these ladies, usually ladies, step into their own power and grow and like become leaders in their own communities is like a really, really amazing feeling too, because I know that if I help, a nutritionist or a health coach or somebody to really grow into that type of role, it's almost like I'm helping all of these other people, right? Because I know that she's going to have such an effect on all of her customers and her circles and her communities.
Yeah. And you think of people that are in this business and are in the presidential diamonds, and they have thousands and tens of thousands of people. And I mean, if they hadn't got into the business, think of all those lives that would have been different, all those families that would be in traditional jobs and all those people that might be on prescription medication instead of learning more natural ways. And so many different aspects to it that you can really, help change people financially, physically, mentally, like spiritually even. There's a lot of development that needs to be done. And it's a cool thing to be a part of.
So I think we covered a lot tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us, and babies and dogs and technical difficulties. We have just a lot to say on this subject, but I'm sure you've gotten the impression that we are really serious about helping other wellness practitioners be successful in their business. Right? That is, for me, just as much a part of my mission as it is helping individual clients. So I do appreciate that you spent time with the three of us today. I know you're really busy, and carving out some of this time is not always easy. We definitely appreciate it. And, congratulate yourself a little bit on investing this time in yourself to really think on all of these things. Any of us would love to speak further with you if this speaks to you at all. We do ask that you contact just whoever invited you to this webinar. That might be Jen or Cory or I. It might actually be somebody else. That's fine. Go back to the person who introduced you to doTERRA or who sent you this recording to either start the enrollment process, have a chat, find out more, get your questions answered. We are here for that. So that's our contact information there. You can find us online as well. It was fun, guys.
Yeah.
Right? I love hanging out with you guys. It's like the best part of this business, right? It's to say, like, how did I ever work by myself before?
I know.
I don't know. No. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording here.
Cool.
Thanks very much for joining us.